What's up? This is Actors Daily Bread, and today I'm talking about how to find your own closure when you don't book your dream role. Stay tuned. I'm going to share this to Hollywood-bound actors because my share function is not working. Do me a favor if you're hopping on, tag a friend, let somebody know you're here. Let me share to, how do I share to a group? The thing I do to share it automatically is not working. Dawn, can you share this to Hollywood-bound actors for me? Please, can you do that for me? Because my phone is acting up, but I'm excited to get into today's content. So yes, hey Dawn. Yes, this is what we're talking about. This is Actors Daily Bread. While Dawn shares that to the Hollywood-bound actors group, I'm gonna just get started so I don't get hung up in the tech. Because of all of Facebook's changes and the whole debacle, they've cracked down on a lot of the third-party apps that talk to each other that would make sharing easy. So I'm so grateful that Dawn is going to help me out with that. What's up, Brian in the house? Listen, this is Actors Daily Bread. This is your first time watching. I want to welcome you. I'm Christine Horn, professional working actress of 20 plus years, and I'm a life and career coach for actors just like you. And this is Actors Daily Bread, where I teach you how to crush your auditions, book more work, and live a life you love, because this industry is a little tough. So I'm talking about the big elephant in the room. Thank you so much, Dawn, for sharing that for me. I really appreciate it. What's up, Stephanie in the house? Shout out to all my replay watchers who will watch this later. What's up, replay watchers? Love you guys. You know, listen, the fact of the matter is, even though I am a booking magnet, just as you are, and I'm always working to make my community booking magnets, you don't book every role. Point blank, period. Nobody. I don't care if you Halle Berry, Viola Davis, Denzel, Meryl. You don't book every single role. And even though we know that theoretically, it hurts. There's some roles we can be like, no big deal, no big deal. But then there's that one or those several that kind of just, get you. And I recently went through that. Yes, your coach just went through that. I go through it a lot, actually, but I don't talk about it all the time. But like, again, some hurt more than others and hit a little bit sharper. What's up, Richard David? Thank you for joining. One quick thing before I really get into the content, you guys, I got to interview Jen Rudin, the author of Confessions of a Casting Director, yesterday. I am so excited to share this interview with you. I hope to share it this week if I can get my team to finish editing it. But man, there are some gems in this book and in the interview that we did. So I'm really excited about that. And there's something we actually touched on yesterday that I'm going to get to today. But I have basically my personal 5 strategies, tips, thoughts that I want to share with you, because listen, the role I didn't book, of course, don't even ask what it was, because I'm not going to tell you. But it was something that I worked really hard on, and I had been pinned for several months. So some of you get pinned a day, and you'd be like, I was pinned, and then you would let go the next day. But I was pinned for months, and it really hit me for a second. And so I want to just share what I did, because as I was going through it, I was like, you know what? I love being transparent with you guys, because I think it helps to let you know that you're not alone. And even if you haven't experienced this yet, you may just be trying to get your first co-star or guest star or your first Broadway credit or regional credit. But there are some auditions, as you know, we just throw away, no big deal. But then there are those that we really went in hard on. We got coaching on. We studied. We stayed up late. And I want to talk about my 5 steps. So I'm going to just go in order. Because first of all, actually, before I give you the first one, what I really want to say about this is, unfortunately, we've been programmed, and it's just been in us, that the only validation we're really used to getting to prove that we did a good job is the booking. Because that's the clear cut, clearly I did a good job, you booked me for the role, so I'm winning. And when we don't have that booking to validate us, we really don't know what to do with ourselves. we start to add our self-worth into the booking of that role that we didn't get. And you know, you guys, I always talk to all of you about what's yours is yours, right? Can't no one take nothing from you that's not theirs or that's not yours, right? So my step number one, so let's set the stage, shall we? We're all actors here. You've been working hard on this thing. You've been pinned maybe or had 3 callbacks. No, you killed it, but you're waiting. And then you get the call, or in my case, the email that says, hey, Christine, they're passing on you. And to be totally honest, I got 2 emails like that in 2 days. They're passing on you on this one. And I would be lying if I said, whatever, no problem, I'm good. Like, no, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. And ooh, I'm gonna be real transparent with y'all. Hold on. I'm gonna show you the picture I sent to one of my best friends. I sent this picture to my mother and 2 of my best friends. Come on. Oh, I don't want to show you I'm like, you see that face? So know, as your career coach and your life coach and all that good stuff, I know what that feels like. So my tip number 1, and that's real, guys, that's a real picture. Tip number 1 is to honor the process. And do me a favor before I go into that. Give me some hearts, give me some likes. If you're watching, let me know you're here, say hello. Let me know that you're in this with me before, you know, I'm sharing very personal, vulnerable stuff. So please let me know that you're here with me, because I know you have been through this before. And if you haven't, it will happen. So just let me know that we're here as a collective. And when you're watching a replay, just let me know that you're here. Thank you. So my tip number 1 in my actual process that has me here with my happy face earrings and my booking magnet t-shirt on is 1, honor the process. And what I mean by that, is, let me rephrase. I took that out of order. Rewind. I had 2 pieces of paper and I thought I wanted to add some more steps. So number 1, rewind. Number 1 is honor the feeling. That's what that picture was. That's why I wanted to show you that picture. Honor the feeling. So when I took that picture, I was honoring the feeling that I was having, because I could have easily been like, whatever, forget them. I didn't want that role, no way. No, that's a lie. I wanted it. I worked hard for it. So I honored the feeling. I let myself cry. I know everybody's not a crier. You might want to punch something. You might, I don't know what you want to do, how you release. For me, I just let the tears flow, and I don't beat myself up for crying. I'm not a baby. I've been told no many times. I got told no 3 times last week, right? But then I get the yes. So I honored the feeling. And I told my mother today, because my mother didn't get my text till today. And she was like, everything happens in due time. And I'm like, Ma, I had my hour yesterday. So I honored the feeling and gave myself the time that it needed. And for me, it was about an hour. The second thing I want to share is, my second tip is to honor your circle. And what I mean by that is, I was able to trust that moment, the moment I just shared with all of you guys who will watch this to come. In that moment, though, I couldn't share that with all of you yesterday, but I did share it with my circle. And for me, it wasn't a big circle. Each of you has a trusted person, someone who you can ugly cry with, someone who will just hold you down, someone who will just listen, not judge it, not tell you to get over it. So I had 3 people who in that moment I was able to just share that with. So I honored my circle by knowing that they had me no matter what. And I pray that if you have not been able to tap into who that is for you, I want to challenge you to do that. Who is that person for you? Who are those people for you? This moment with me yesterday was not for everybody to know. It wasn't for me to come on live yesterday because I wasn't ready. But I honored that circle, and they knew how to talk to me. How I talk to you, they knew how to talk to me. Tip number 3 goes back to honor the process. And what I mean by that is honor the fact that you got better at memorizing. Honor the fact that you were learning those scripts. Honor the fact that you were able to sharpen your iron. You know, a lot of times, especially film and TV for y'all out there, it's so quick. It's so last minute. Oh, we need you for this callback. Or can you do this change? And you're trying to change your schedule and change your life, right? So I honor that process. I was like, man, my memory skills got, I mean, I already have really good memorization skills. But it was one day, they were like, here, it was the nighttime, it might have been 7 p.m. Here's these 14 more pages we need by the morning. I was like, okay. Y'all know what I always say, Beyonce's tired too, because I was tired. And I had just finished watching Beyonce at Coachella. I was like, if Beyonce could do Coachella with 500 people on stage at high energy levels, with her 3 kids at home, I ain't got to say. And literally, so one of the people in my trusted circle, shout out to Kale, when I was like starting to even bit, she was like, Beyonce. And I was like, damn it. That's the beauty of my circle. They have trigger words, and we have trigger words for each other. But I honored the process because I was like, man, I beasted that thing out. And too many times when something doesn't go the way we wanted, we forget about all the other work that we did that got us to that part, right? And so that leads me actually to step 4 is honor how far you've come. A lot of you watching have come so far. Shout out to Brian, working with his acting coach. Shout out to Sharon, who's getting her stuff together. Shout out to Tarnisha, who I know is killing them self-tapes, working her job, working with them kids, right? But how far you've come. Shout out to Stephanie, who's breaking down her barriers, how to break through today in our session, right? And so many times we don't book the role and we negate the fact that we've come so far. It wasn't what? I moved back to LA last February when I was like, all right, Atlanta, love you, but I'm ready for my rise. I'm ready for my next level. I'm ready to be the star of shows, right? And so a year ago, I wasn't even here. And so I want you guys to look back at where you were and where you are and know that when you get down to the final 2, that 3rd callback, and it doesn't necessarily go your way, know that doesn't negate everything that you've done. I always joke about that show that used to be on Lifetime. It was called Army Wives. And my running joke, because it's not really a joke, it's real, I auditioned for that show at least 25 times, and I never booked it. Never. Right? And that could have made me jaded, but it did not. Like, clearly, I won fans. And to be totally honest with you, my whole team, managers, agents, when we got the news yesterday, they were just like, wow, you really made some fans in that room. You booked. My husband was like, babe, you booked the room. And clearly you've come this far. People don't get this far with this office. Like, so there was so much ground that I had covered. And so I want to move into my last and final tip is to honor the unknown. And I think that's the most important one I can even share with you. We can sum it up and say, cliche things like, the best is yet to come and what's for you is for you. But the truth of the matter is truly what's mine is mine. And I really have no idea what is happening or why. All I can do when I show up as Christine on a daily basis, I believe in manifestation. I believe in visualization. I believe in meditation. I believe in prayer. I can do my part. But there's so many things that are being orchestrated behind the scenes that are already done that none of us really know for sure. So I had to say, wow. And my shout out to my girl, CAINE, who you guys have seen here on Actors Daily Bread before. She was video messaging me on Marco Polo and was like, girl, God, what's happening next? Then what is happening next if you didn't get this? I remember saying the same thing to her when some things didn't work out for her that we were excited about. Like, wow, if you didn't get that, what's really about to pop? So to review, 1, honor the feeling. 2, honor your circle. 3, honor the process. 4, honor how far you've come. And 5, honor the unknown. Because here's the thing, and this is why I brought up Jen's book. And like I said, I'll share her video soon. She and I were talking about not being jaded. And it's really easy and it's really tempting to let this industry mess you up. You can get so jaded by not booking. You can get so jaded by other people getting further than you think and the time that you think that you should be getting there in comparison. And she told me yesterday when we were interviewing, she said, she was like, do anything else if you can. Be a yoga instructor, go teach school, do whatever. She said, because when you try to make sense out of an industry that was never designed to make sense, you are literally going to drive yourself crazy. What's up to you all who just joined me, Rosa, Charity, Kathleen, and it made such sense. So as much logic as I think it made for me to book this role that I perceived that was a next level role for me, me not booking it, I can't try to make sense of it. And why didn't they? I don't want to be jaded. I've loved acting since I was a kid. And what I'm constantly teaching all of you in my community and Hollywood Bound Actors and in my Booking Magnet Academy is that this is also a business. And there are so many things that are factored in that we do not know, right? So many factors. And so I just wanted to really come on and share with you because I came out of it. I literally gave myself an hour. I got the news, I closed the door. I gave myself an hour, and this was all this stuff that I just mentioned is what I went through. I went through all those emotions within the hour. And then I was like, I really didn't even have time because I had 2 more auditions to take. Like, but we going to be crying or we going to be getting this next role? But that's my process, and I just wanted to share that with you. Listen, I sent out an announcement about this to my private circle. I put a link above or below. If you're not on my mailing list, look, Facebook could go away tomorrow. The way, y'all seen the news. So with that being said, I would hate to lose contact with you. So if you know that you didn't get an email from me this morning, Brian got an email from me. Stephanie got an email from me. Tarnisha. So if you didn't get an email from me this morning, click that link above and take 2 seconds and make sure that we are connected. But yeah, that's all I have for you tonight. Thank you so much for being here. Dawn says she had the same testimony with Army Wives. Really? Ryan says we can't control the decision of the casting director. We can only control booking the room. Yes, Brian is my king booking magnet in Hollywood Bound Actors. Have an amazing night. Stay encouraged. Replay this video if you jumped on late to catch my 5 strategies. Because the fact of the matter is, you are still worthy. You are still talented. This is still something you can do. One monkey don't stop no show. And like I always say, only one of us can get it at a time. So I look at my body of work and I know that there are actresses at home that didn't get those things. So it's an ebb and a flow, and I accept that, and I understand that it's part of the process. It's part of the process. So I appreciate you all watching. I love you guys. Have an amazing night. Share this video if you thought it was helpful, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye.